On me, I love how delicate the scent is and how natural smelling it smells, and just like how it's blended. Even the notes, the hazelnut, the orange blossom, and the vanilla together. It reminds me a lot of Guerlain's fragrances, as far as like a lot of them have been discontinued. The Les Parisians, I'm sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. That line, it was like really beautiful, sweet, delicate notes in those fragrances. I own two of them. Actually, name escaping me right now, but this kind of reminds me in line with those, not Guerlain fragrances altogether, but it just like, I love those kind of fragrances where it's not all these crazy notes. It's just really simplistic,
simple and straightforward. That's what I like about it too.
Welcome back to Have a Same Boyfriend. This is Saida.
And I'm Chancellor. Hey. Welcome back. Happy Saturday afternoon to you guys.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good with uploads, right?
Trying to.
All right. Well, we figured something we should say is our scent of the day. So we'll start out with that before we get into the fragrance today. Well, I'll just mention it. So we have Dolce Gabbana Devotion Intense.
Absolutely. And getting to our fragrances of the day, I am wearing my M. Micallef Pure Extreme. That's like yes, it's the first week of fall, but we still kind of had some of that summer weather, still warm. Hasn't translated all the way over to fall with the coolness yet, but it's getting there.
And I'm actually wearing two fragrances. So I'm wearing M. Micallef's Ylang in Gold. And I layered it with a duo fragrance. It was caramelized condensed milk. So it's really nice. It's nice for fall. And of course it has a kind of that vanilla lactonic thing. So what I did was I sprayed my clothes with the duo, and on my actual skin I put the Ylang in Gold.
Smells delicious.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to our fragrance here. Pretty sure this is pretty popular, I think, on social media and on YouTube to some degree, but it's pretty new. This fragrance, I believe it was released in the it's definitely this year, within the last couple of months. This fragrance here is, I think, great for fall. Let's just start out saying that. So I was kind of say how I stumbled upon it. So I actually have not purchased a Dolce Gabbana fragrance in a very long time, or any kind of designer fragrance to some degree. They just haven't captured me at all. But I
agree.
Yeah. And you kind of get the similar kind of musky, floral, sweet note, and they all kind of smell the same.
Yeah, you feel like you smelled them before. You smelled them all before. You smell them once, you smelled them all.
Yeah, but I would say flat out starting out, I believe that the quality of these fragrances is really, really amazing. I would say niche quality in the sense of the notes smell really natural, and even the blending of the fragrance, it smells really great. Of course, I was discriminating against these kind of fragrances in Sephora, so I didn't go near them. But I had a fella that walked up to me, and he kind of goes, "Hey, you seem like you're really into fragrances. I see you kind of like smelling and really concentrating." He goes, "I really love fragrances too. Do you like orange blossom?" And actually, if you know, orange blossom is actually one of my favorite notes. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I love orange blossom." And he just walks up. He didn't have the bottle, and I'm happy he didn't have the bottle, because I probably would have,
your bias would have persuaded you from not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in all honesty. So he just had like the little tester sprays, and what's the little blotters? Is that what they call them? Well, he gave me two of them, and when he gave it to me, I was concentrating so hard on trying to figure out what I was smelling. I smelled the orange blossom, but I was like, "Man, this smells really good." I was like, I'm puzzled. Like, what the? I thought it was something I probably smelled before. So I was like really concentrating, like, what is this? What is this? I thought I was, and I said, he goes, "What do you think?" I wasn't really answering. I was just like concentrating so hard. I looked at him, I go, "What is this?" I was almost offended, right? I was like, "What is this?" Like, and he came with the two bottles. He came with Devotion, the original, and he came with this bottle. And I was like, "Oh," and I sprayed it on my skin. It smelled just as delicious. But I also have the Devotion, but we'll focus on this one today. Kind of tell you what we smell here. What do you think, Chancellor?
I mean, well, it's really simple, but like what Saida was saying, it's really well blended. So with the hazelnut, the vanilla, and the orange blossom, I mean, the initial blast, I got more of the orange blossom actually, and just like how it had that zesty top note in the original, with the lemon. I kind of get the same thing on first blast with this, but then as it's dried down, it starts to fade into more the hazelnut, which kind of gives it that funky, kind of different sort of smell or scent that you typically get with a vanilla or a musk or something like that. Something different, and then but the vanilla kind of fades in the background as well. But it's still pretty pronounced. But the one thing that I will say is this is I love my skin to mint sort of scent, but I wanted this to project a little bit further. With it being fall, and I'm thinking that this is a unisex fall fragrance, I just don't think that it projects as well, and I don't think that it would stand up as we kind of get colder and colder. But on the other side of that, the flip side of that, I mean, if it is a skin to mint sort of scent, it's a perfect date night scent too.
What I get initially, so I would think this has really great longevity, and Chancellor thinks that it may be a skin scent, but actually when you sit next to me and he had it on his arm for a couple of hours, I was smelling it the whole time, and it smelled really, really rich. I think it's something that you probably went nose blind to, but you smelled great. I told Chancellor he smells like a pharaoh. I said if he was a pharaoh, I think it's what a pharaoh would smell like. I get an initial blast, the nutty, roasted hazelnutty smell. It smells sweet and it smells rich, but it's not overwhelming. I get that in the orange blossom, so I get that brightness at the same time. That clean floral and the brightness of that. And the vanilla's in the background just supporting everything. And I would say it stays pretty linear and consistent. I would say as it wears over time, you kind of get that hazelnut fading out a little bit. It's still there, but it's not as rich smelling. And you get the vanilla and the orange blossom together, and a bit of a citrus. It almost smells like an orangey smell. Like, now I know orange blossom is a flower. I mean like the actual fruit, not orange juice, but maybe like the orange peel up, like that kind of like not acidic bad. A little bit, but not like bright like something in the summertime. It smells really, really refreshing, and it smells good, and it smells warm and beautiful, but it's still uplifting enough not to be cloying. Yeah, I really, really like this one. I would say out of the two, I probably shouldn't say that yet, right? Like, wait till I review the original.
So if you're gonna rank this item, like what are you giving it out of 10?
In my old collection?
Yes.
I am giving it a 9.
Okay, wow, that's strong.
Yeah, and I have a lot of fragrances I really, really love. I would say it automatically got bumped up to, I would say I wish I would have got a bigger bottle, but honestly, I have so many fragrances I probably never get through all the bottles, so I don't really need to buy big bottles. I just like to own, it's like the hoard stuff. But like really, and then the bottle's really great too. It's simplistic. It's not like tacky or anything like that. It has like the Sacred Heart. I believe that's what they call this here, and it's gold, and it's not magnetic cap. Actually, this cap for some reason is having a hard time staying on for some reason. But it's really cool. Like I think I like that it's not too ornate, and it's just a really beautiful scent. Mm-hmm.
And to kind of wrap this up, I'm really surprised by this one, just because along with cider, after you have or you smelled enough designer fragrances, you just don't know what you're gonna get, because they all smell so similar. Like, I mean, the undertone of synthetic smells and that sort of thing, notes and things. You just kind of like, okay, you almost just want to write it off. But I'm glad that Cider was able to just kind of put her bias aside and really just hear the man at Sephora out and give it a try.
Yeah, and another thing too, when you get the box of these fragrances, you open up, it's like a little note card in there that's explaining that the nature of the oils that they use may vary as far as the color of the fragrance and things like that. So they're making a note that whatever materials they're using is far more superior than maybe what they've used in the past. I don't recall seeing it in other Dolce Gabbana boxes in the past. So I think that, and this also is made in Italy. So I can't recall if the other bottles I had. I used to own Dolce Gabbana Sicily, those ones like from early 2000s and stuff like that. I actually was wearing Dolce Gabbana Sicily as a kid, and you probably like, oh, that's a mature fragrance. Like, I really loved. That was when Dolce Gabbana was really good to me. And then I kind of, the one and all those kind of ones like that, I was kind of like, I've Imperatrice. I have Imperatrice or Imperatrice. I have that one too. I rarely wear it, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just want to have it. But this is really great. I can see myself spraying this on all the time, and even layering with other fragrances. But it stands alone on its own.
Well, thank you guys again for joining us for another evening of Heaven Sent Boyfriend. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. We always love engaging with you all. Like, what are you wearing this fall? What are some things that you're coming across of? What are some favorite notes that you like to wear in the fall? What do you like to dress it up with?
What's your scent of the day?
Yeah, what's
Let
your
me know. Maybe it'll be something I never heard of before. What's your scent of the day? Have you tried this fragrance? If you have not tried this fragrance, what's your favorite Dolce Gabbana fragrance if you have one? It could be the ones from the niche line. It could be the ones designer. It doesn't matter. So.
Hey, let us know. So until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.